But for me, I'm annoyed with his squad management. Squad management comes down to three things for me. Firstly, knowing where best to place your players. Secondly, knowing how to manage them throughout the season. And third, transfer market. Now, what the hell, I want to keep saying this because Mikel Arteta's taken us a long way. What the hell do I know about the transfer market and managing your players throughout the season and the amount of minutes they're playing and their fitness, right? You'll have a whole team. But there are still things that don't look right to me, and I'm going to put them out there, and you let me know in the comment section below if you think I've got a point. Let's start with talking about the subs he made. Because this is point A, knowing where best to place your players. So we've got here Trossard and Jesus come on. So Jorginho and Mate come off, and at this point, I'm tearing my hair out. I'm thinking, you're joking. Jorginho, our most progressive player. At least maybe get Partey in the team so you can do what we did at the Etihad, get us on the ball a little bit. They come off, and Jesus and Trossard come on, so Havertz and Rice revert to the 6 and the 8 position. I have such a massive issue with this. I'm sorry, Graham, I've got such a massive issue because our build-up shape ended up looking like this. Well, remember what I said, players in their best positions. Trossard is not a touchline winger. He's got enough pace to make a little burst like he did against Porto. He's got enough pace to, get into some pockets and do some things, take on the odd player every now and again. But we had him all the way out there with no support because Havertz would linger on the. Let's move the Bayern players forward a little bit, everyone. Havertz would essentially linger on the last man. That's where he plays. He wants to play here in build up, waiting for it there. Rice is drifting more central. Erdegaard's having to drop deep, so we've removed him from his supporting act next to Saka. And then you've got your back four with Tomiyasu inverting. He's not really an inverter. So again, I just feel like once again, this area of the pitch, which was already struggling anyway, we'll show it in red, was just left vacated by Arsenal. Havertz doesn't demand the ball. He's not, and for anyone thinking I'm having a massive go, I'm not having a go at Havertz. It's clearly instruction. I don't believe he's that bad that he goes, I'm just going to stand up here, I know I'm a midfielder, I'm just going to play where I want. I think he's told, wait for an underlap, wait for a ball into the box, get to the back post. But it was basically like playing with 10 men because we lost something in midfield. Rice doesn't progress the ball like Jorginho does. No. So I know there's a lot of lines, everyone, apologies. But Rice doesn't progress the ball like Jorginho. So Erdegaard has to drop in and help. We didn't have a Zinchenko to invert, albeit I understand why people didn't want Zinchenko in this game. Tomiyasu isn't a ball progressor like the others. So it just felt like we didn't earn the right to play. Now Kai Havertz playing in this role frustrates me for some reason. Let me just show you some FB ref numbers. It's just a graphic. I'm not going to go through them all, but you can see here, this is a midfielder's set of numbers. He's not a get on the ball, play, pass and move midfielder. He doesn't do that. And for anyone saying, yeah, he's played a lot up front, I get it. That does skew the numbers slightly. But he's still played 24 games as an attacking midfielder, as you can see from this graphic from Transfermarkt. So he's played a lot of football in midfield still this season, and I can't believe that Arteta saw us losing a grip of the game and thought moving Havertz into midfield was the answer, because we lost an ability to play through Bayern that we were struggling with anyway, Graham.
I think you are 100% spot on. I thought watching it last night, although we were struggling in controlled possession, we lost our build-up. When Jorginho went off, we lost our build-up. So, and ultimately, Havertz is not a ball progressor. And I think I know why he did it. I think he's over the last few weeks when he puts Havertz, Trossard together, he likes one to come short and one to run on beyond. It's like that's what he tries to build with that relationship on that side. That's what he was, I think, hoping might happen. But we did struggle to actually, in secure possession, play through them, even with Jorginho there, to be fair. But when he made the subs, it made no impact at all. No. In fact, if anything, it made us worse. And we did, the last 20 minutes of that game, we had less touches in their box of the 4 quarters of the match. When you're chasing the game, we had we only created one shot with a 0.01 xg. We had so few shots a goal, only one with a 10% chance of scoring in the whole second half, I think. So ultimately, chasing the game 1 down, it shows you that his substitutions going to this shape did not work. I will say that. I come back though, and I get what you're saying. You're 100% correct. I think he put players in the positions where it's not ideal for their strengths. And I think that ultimately didn't get us back into the game. But I still look at our front line. I still look at Saka, who the corner he put in right at the quick free kick, and I think he took it, didn't he? The quick free. Did he take the quick free kick?
Yeah, I think he did.
I think he did. And that corner right at the end
great.
summed up his performance. I love Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, me too.
But in this game, he didn't, for me, have the desire, the bravery to make something happen, which you'd want from a player.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm being harsh, but that's what it felt like. I'm just telling you what I felt.
You mentioned Bukayo Saka, and I want to defend him a little bit, but to do that, you know, just on this whole theme of squad management, I think Saka's suffered massively. I want to just read you a tweet from Alex, who you'll all know from the Different Knock YouTube channel. He said, I love Arteta, but every season we end up with only 13 to 14 players he actually trusts. Every summer we sign 3 to 4 guys to make that first 16, 17, then end up alienating another 3 to 4. Look at the players this evening, absolutely gassed out. We need to find a way to sort this. I absolutely, utterly agree, because in a game like this, you need a goal and you don't turn to Vieira, you don't turn to Smith Rowe. That is a concern. One's a £35 million signing, and the other is a player you've backed massively, given a contract to, and really publicly supported. He didn't turn to these players. Now, a graphic that's been doing the rounds is this. I think it was Sam Dean who first shared it, to be fair. I want to give the right credit, but it's the total minutes played in the Premier League and Champions League for these players, and it is absolutely staggering, because you'd expect some of them to play the most. Saliba, Gabriel, Rice, but Ødegaard, Saka, White are up there too. Saka and White, we know, have been playing with injuries. Kai Havertz has played significant minutes, but then there's quite big drops for players like Martinelli, Zinchenko, Jesus. What is staggering is that Partey, Smith Rowe, Vieira, Nelson, and I'll chuck in Cedric and El Neni there too, have all played less minutes than Aaron Ramsdale, our backup goalkeeper. And that was a point made by Rory Talks Football as well. I mean, you look at that and the balance is all wrong. And I wanted to add to this discourse, because the minutes played, I think, is an issue in terms of Arteta trusting the squad and mixing it up, and he just has a trusted few. That's why the subs annoyed me, because I'm thinking, you're leaving Havertz and Saka on again. They haven't done anything, albeit Martinelli hadn't, but why is it always those two that stay on? Why is it always Martinelli who comes off? I think, am I going crazy? And I'm not. Now, you're going to have to give me the benefit of the doubt here, because I did some number crunching on the train, but I'm 99% sure this is correct, right? If not, I'm off by 1 or 2. But look at this. I've got the front 5, their starts and they're subbed off. And you can see in the top 3 there, Martinez, Jesus and Trossard have started significantly less games than Saka and Havertz. And they've been subbed off way more, albeit Saka's been subbed off 20 times, but that's why I've got the percentage of times they've been subbed off for the amount of times they've started. Martinelli, Jesus and Trossard have been subbed off 79, 75 and 78% of times they've started games. Saka and Havertz 50 and 42. I love Arteta, but don't tell me he doesn't have favourites, people. He does. There are players that, quite frankly, he banks on more to find the answer than others, and at times it's worked. Saka crossing it to the back post to Havertz against Brentford, cool. Havertz with a late goal against Brentford to win at the Emirates. Stamford Bridge, Saka with the assist for Trossard. I get it. But I look at Martinelli and I feel for him. Maybe he will thrive more in that last 20 minutes of games as Bayern are struggling. Maybe the reason he's not at his best form today, apart from everything tactically we've talked about and this space being left alone, is because he's not starting as many games. He doesn't have the same trust and faith in Arteta. The team isn't coached to, or isn't set up to thrive on the left like it is on the right. And maybe if you had him later in games, like against Palace when he came on, he can kill teams that are tiring. And I just want to say a really big thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, actually hit the links right here to watch more content like this, including my Football First podcast, which drops every Monday to Friday at 6 AM. And I know it's annoying, I am really sorry to have to ask, but if you want to show support to the channel, hitting the like and subscribe buttons help promote the content much more than you could possibly know. Thanks again.